Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name's Gunmaster472 and welcome to part 2 of 4 of my 4-part mini-series on Gunmaster gameplay. Today I'm playing on Operation 925. If you have missed part 1 and would like to see it, I suggest you do because it's an intro into what this mini-series is about. I'll put the video on screen now. So you can click on that and it'll take you to the first video and you can learn about what the mini-series is about. If you have already watched that video, then there's obviously no need to do that. So today I just wanted to talk about 3 main topics. The first topic I want to talk about is the 320 LVG and how much of a horseshit weapon it is and ways to combat trying to get the 1 kill with it, because I find it extremely irritating and I think I could share some advice with you guys on how I try and get around the pain of doing it. Topic number 2, I'm going to talk about my least favourite weapon that's in Gunmaster and my most favourite weapon that's in Gunmaster. And topic number 3, I wanted to talk about some of the upcoming stuff that I'm going to be doing after this 4-part mini-series, which is an abundance of things, so hope you guys stick around to hear that, and because I think there's some great stuff that I'm going to be producing, and I'd love for you guys to hang around and listen to my opinions also on what I'm about to cover. Alrighty, so the first topic that I'd like to cover, actually I think we'll go with topic 2 because I'd like to talk about the 320 when I'm using it in the clip so I can demonstrate. So the least favourite weapon that I have used in Gunmaster is the MK3A1, and the reason for this is because I think that the developers made a really bad choice putting frag rounds onto the MK3A1. And the reason for that is I feel it really doesn't fit with the Gunmaster game style. Obviously when they created the game mode, they wanted to make it really fast, free-flowing, and they wanted you to progress through the levels as quickly as you can, because that is obviously the aim. The aim is to get to the level 17 as quick as you can. I find myself getting stuck on the MK3A1 probably equally as much as the 320 LVG, and the reason that is because of the frag rounds. They, as everyone will probably know, were nerfed 3 or 4 patches ago, maybe even 5 patches ago now, because so many people would stand way far back on Conquest Operation Metro and just defy them directly into that point up the stairs where everyone bunches up, and it's just that point where no one can get through, and just completely annihilate the team. And that was good. It was a good nerf because they were just totally OP and everyone was happy to see that go, except for the people who obviously like to haul them. Now, the fact that they've been put onto this, I don't enjoy. The suppression aspect is good. They added suppression, but they took down the amount of damage that they do, which I thought was good. Putting them into Gunmaster gameplay, I feel just completely ruins the gameplay. As you'll see me here using it, I'm not sure if this is one of the clips that I struggle in it, but it probably most likely is. I find myself when that inaccurate, so inaccurate. I feel like the spread of fire, because it's fully automatic, is terrible, and I've used this weapon before. I've used it quite a bit on bucket shot rounds, I think it is, because when I first unlocked it, I thought I'd try it out, so I went to Operation Metro and I was like, yeah, this is an alright weapon. To put the frag rounds on it means that it's doing low amount of damage and a really wide fire spread, which I find really irritating. I get a lucky kill here, but I don't think that it was a good choice. Simply as you see, that guy just takes me down with the P90. P90, MP443, any weapon. Damn LVG, you could be using the LVG and you could take me down with it, just because I'm so shocking with it. The only way I can pretty much get kills with it is from behind a person when they're not looking at me. It's absolutely terrible. I find also on other maps, when I'm running around corners and I'll instantly see someone, I'll be like, whoa, and I'll go and shoot at them, and the splash damage from the frag rounds will come back and I'll suicide and I won't even get the kill, which I find incredibly irritating. I feel like Flechette would have been a really clever decision, because obviously everyone knows that just looking around here, all the tables and chairs, if you're close quarters is a destructible environment, which means that you can shoot through things, shoot through tables, chairs, walls, bricks fall down, everything, and it's destructible, which makes it more enjoyable. It looks better, and you can shoot through things better to try and kill people easier. So I think that would have been a much more clever decision to use flea shed, even bucket shot. I'm not really a fan of bucket shot. If I'm going to use a shotgun, then I'm going to use slugs probably, but I just think that they could have used anything else but frag rounds. I just absolutely detest them. Maybe it's because I don't like them and I just generally just don't use them at all. I don't know. Obviously, they're going to do less damage here because I'm playing on softcore. The reason I'm doing that, I do like to play on hardcore, but a lot of servers that I like to play on aren't up on hardcore on Gunmaster, and softcore servers are always full, so that's the main reason why I play on softcore servers. When the game first came out, I played on hardcore servers permanently, but obviously due to other game releases and people getting sick of the game, hardcore servers have deteriorated, so now I mainly play on softcore, but I do like to play on hardcore when I have the chance. The weapon, that's enough ranting about that. The weapon that I enjoy the most, and that I have enjoyed the most out of Gunmaster, has been the handgun, the 93R. And the reason for this is that the main handgun that I use normally is the MP443. I have used a bunch of the other ones like the G17C, G18, .44 Magnum, and the M9. I've used a bunch, but the one that I haven't used is the 93R, and I'm so glad that I have used it because I found it to be a really, really great handgun for many reasons. It can take a little bit of getting used to when you're using it because it has such a high recoil. It's got a massive kickback, and it can lock up really easily if you try to push it too hard, but to master it, it is really effective. I feel like I'm taking people down quicker than I normally would with the MP443, which I've used. I've got 15 server stars on it now, which 1,500 kills, so I consider myself really quick with it. That's the reason that I use it, because you can take people down really quickly. Not so much in softcore. I like to use the .44 Magnum just because of the added power. But this I find really effective even in softcore. If you can master the kick and work with how much kick you get out of it, and really try and control the rate of fire, spamming your mouse button does not work for it. You've got to be able to time it in the way that it can shoot off rounds incredibly quickly. I found that one of the most powerful weapons, apart from obviously the assault rifles, and I found it one of the most really interesting weapons because I just had no idea. I'd never used it before. So if you're a player that has never used the 93R, I would highly suggest using it because I think it's really underrated and I think it's absolutely fantastic handgun. Alrighty. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is the LBG. Perfect timing. I've just hit it. So what my problem with this weapon is on softcore, obviously it does less damage, which, I mean, by fault of my own for playing on softcore. I can't really argue that. The problem with it is that on the Gunmaster maps, obviously they've put it in to create, to make it harder. You only need one kill with it, and they've obviously put it in as a challenge, just as the one knife kill, and I appreciate that. The problem that I have with it is that the game mode promotes a lot of different spot fires around all of the map. There's tons of different stuff going on, and you can grasp, as I see in about 20 seconds, grouping of enemy people. You can see through here, this is one of the spots that I find you can shoot at and you'll always get hits in most of the time if there's a lot of people there, just because it's a great spot to hit it in, and there's a lot of people coming up the stairs here. I try and knife this guy, but my teammate just absolutely ruins my for the win takedown knife here, which is fine. I really find it irritating. It's one of the weapons that I've been complained to about the most by some of my mates online, but that's the only thing that I can suggest with it, to try and find somewhere where people are bunching. If you're having trouble doing that, take a look at your mini-map, see where people are falling, and try and gather the run of where the enemy pack is going around, if there is one. I mean, I've played on maps where there isn't generally a pack of enemies going around, and maps where it's just been people just absolutely everywhere over the map are going to make it really, really challenging. And the reason I dislike it as well is because I've shot it at someone's feet, and it's just exploded like directly under them, and it's got like a 99% damage or something. They'll have 1 or 2 or maybe even 0% health left, which is just absolutely irritating. Just terrible. So, that's my advice. If you are having trouble with that, try and find a spot. On Scrap Metal, the map that I just played, I find the spot most likely to get a kill is on the big staircase leading up to the big ramp, or even at the top of the ramp, middle of the ramp, or below the ramp. That's where I get it on that map, because just shooting around in different random positions, because people are running around so much, you might get lucky and have someone run directly onto it, but 9 times out of 10, you've really got to anticipate where people are going to be, and then try and predict where they're going to run, and I think the stairwell is a really good option for that. You see me just absolutely failing with knife here. It's just, people just happen to turn around on me just when I'm trying to take them down. The third thing that I quickly wanted to talk about, because I don't have much time left here, is the upcoming stuff that I'm going to be doing after the 4-part miniseries. So this is obviously part 2. Part 3, the next episode, I'm going to be talking about premium, and then part 4, I'm going to be giving a rundown of my top 10 tips of Gunmaster gameplay and how to win effectively, play and win effectively. After that, I'm going to be doing a lot of montages. I've got tons of footage that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I also want to do some reviews. I want to do some single weapon dedicated montages. I've got a JNG one that I'm producing right now. I also want to do some weapon ones. Power knife for the win! Woo! I also want to do some tutorials for you guys. I thought that'd be really cool. So if any of that sounds good, feel free to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed the content, and I hope to see you guys on part 3. As I said, if you missed part 1, feel free to go back and watch that, and I hope to see you on the next video. See you later.